And welcome back, baseball fans. Here as we get ready to get Game 6 underway here. And a quick look at where both these teams sit. Top two teams here, both victorious in their first two games of the tournament. And South Central was the one who kicked off this tournament with a come from behind down 4-3 against Tri-City and knocked them off 6-4 the other day. And in the game following that, Elmwood came back after giving up a two-run shot to go down 2-1, tied the game up, got 5 runs in the sixth, and were able to have enough to hold off the White Sox with a 7-2 win. South Central then had another game against Calgary. That one, they blanked them 3-0 for their second win, and Elmwood following in South Central's footsteps with that, with a 6-2 come from behind win against Tri-City, with getting 4 runs there, correction, 5 runs in the sixth inning after giving up the lead in the fifth after a couple of errors led to inside the park 2-run home run. And a quick look here at some of the stat lines for how these teams sit. Elmwood has 13 runs so far in the tournament for a run differential of +9, only giving up 4 runs and have 20 hits to 7 against, 2 errors in the tournament. Meanwhile, for South Central, they have 9 runs to 4 against, 13 hits, 10 hits against, and 2 errors. And both teams take the field. South Central, the designated home team in this one. And a quick little recap of this morning. We had a good battle between Calgary and Regina. Again, a lot of action in the seventh in that game, with Regina coming back to take the lead there after squandering it, but then Calgary walking it off with scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the seventh to take the 4-3 win. And a look at the schedule moving forward here. Next game after this one is at 4 p.m. and local time here. That is the Tri-City Thunder against the Regina White Sox.
Good afternoon, baseball fans of all ages. Welcome to Game 2 for Saturday, August 16th at the 18u AAA Western Canadian Championship. This afternoon's game has the Elmwood Giants, which is the host team, versus Team Manitoba, South Central.
And we get ready to go here.
Leading off for the Giants, leading off at one, the shortstop, number 5, Ethan Skevia.
So Hepner kicks and deals to start this one off. Pitch it again. Called strike. 2-1 on the deal to Ethan Dubuque. And chops that one. And the catcher plays that foul. 2-2. And that one hit second baseman across to first base and able to stay on the bag for the out. So Dubuque goes down on the hit right to the second baseman. Flipped over there to Thiessen, and Thiessen steps on the bag for the easy out. Hart watches the first one in there for a ball. Shows bunt and deflects that one back into the fence. Caleb Hepner kicks and deals. Throws it in there for his called strike. Hepner, the 2-2 to Hart. Swings through it for the second out of the inning. So Meek Taves comes up, 2 away for the Giants. And he'll drive that one. Second baseman across to Thiessen for the out. And 1, 2, 3, and down go the Giants. 12 pitch inning there for Hepner. As the Giants get ready here to take the field.
Just a reminder, if you're just joining us for the first time here this afternoon, third base line, beyond the bleachers, the canteen is open. For a selection of drinks,
Jack Antonio getting the start here. Penner to lead off the visiting or the home Cubs here.
So to the home half of one we go, leading off for Team Manitoba, the second baseman, number 16, Jackson Penner.
Penner sees the first offering in there for a called strike. Kicks and deals. That one fouled off. And the 2-2 now coming to Jackson Penner. And fouls that one off at the plate. That one hit down the line in fair territory. And Penner gets on with the double. So leadoff double for the Cubs. And Blesnik, he'll make his way into the box.
To the plate for Manitoba, the catcher, number 13, Quinn Lesnick.
And Blesnik sees that one get the bottom corner for strike one. And Blesnik sends that one out, and quickly underneath that is Meek Taves. And now they're going to hold Penner at second. So one gone for the Cubs with a runner on.
The center fielder, number 27, Jackson Friesen.
Jackson Friesen up to bat. And he sends that up and out of play. And the one strike to Friesen. He sees that just miss wide. One ball, two strikes. Pitch outside, 2-2. And Friesen chops that. Second baseman on to first for the out, while Jackson Penner advances to third. So two gone for the Cubs.
The third baseman, number 17, Ryan Peter.
Ryan Peters now. Sees that one grab the outside corner for strike one. Peters looking for a hit to drive in the leadoff run at third. And crack of the bat on that one. Meek Daves coming forward, drops in front of him. Cubs strike first.
The shortstop, number 22.
So the one strike hit. And called strike one. And a chopper hit to the shortstop, fires on in time to Thiessen, and that will end the inning. Not before the score would be broken here, open by the Cubs, striking first on the hit from Ryan Peters to bring in Jackson Penner. And next up here for the Elmwood Giants, Theo Weeb. Through one. No runs, no hits, no errors, no man left on base for the Giants, the Cubs. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. They left 1 man on base. And following Weeb will be Matthew Moffett. Up next on deck. And Max Stretch.
Leading off for Elmwood, the second baseman, number 10, Theo Weed.
And inning 2 is underway with the foul ball. Hepner kicks and deals home outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 to Weeb. Outside. Kicks and deals, and that one doesn't go for Hepner. 3 balls, 1 strike for Theo Weeb. And Hepner puts that one outside. So the Giants are on with the leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Matthew Moffat.
The left fielder, number 7, Matthew Moffat.
Shows bunt, gets it down. And the throw to Thiessen in time from Caleb Hepner. So the run will advance. The base runner on the fielder's choice. One away for the Giants.
At the plate for the Giants, the second baseman, number 19, Maddox Stewart.
Sturch makes his way to the plate. First pitch called strike. And Hepner confirms the call. Watching the runner on second. And Hepner kicks over the 1-1. Check swing, called strike. 1-2, one away, runner on second, top of 2. And that one fouled straight back, stays alive. Two balls, two strikes. And gets a hold of that one and drives that into a hole. That's going to roll all the way to the fence. And Weeb is in to score from second. So the 1-0 double. And the Giants tie the ball game up here in the top of the second. As Gwen makes his way towards the box.
The first baseman, number 44, Jackson Witt.
Gwen sees that for a called strike. One strike to Gwen. And 1-1. Gwen sees that to the outside. 2-1. Runner on second. Tie ball game. Hepner waits the call. Comes set. Dishes home. And that one in the dirt. 3-1. And a hold of that one works its way foul. Full count. Kicks on the breaking pitch to Gwen, and that one's high.
To the plate for the Giants, the catcher, number 2, Matthew Prairie.
One away, 2 on. Playing the bunt, and that one called foul. So the bunt hits Prairie in the box for the foul. Hepner kicks home. The 1-1 coming up to Prairie. And he drives that one. And he's able to find a hole. So that will load the bases up here as Jordan Quinto comes to the plate. And that's going to cause the manager for South Central Cubs to come out to the mound for a mound visit. And Quinto's had some pretty big game-changing RBIs in well, especially in the second game there, getting them going against Tri-City, and see what he can do here. And facing one strike, Quinto leaves that up high, 1-1. Called strike two on the outside, 1-2. Hepner kicks out the 1-2, and that one high. Two, one away, bases loaded. And Quinto sees that one in there. And we got a rundown. And the catcher makes a tag, and the double play called out at third. So some risky base running by the Giants, and they run into a double play, and the Cubs get out of the inning. So the Cubs end up stranding one. So good work by the Cubs defense to battle back there and catch the Giants on the aggressive base running. Legacy up next to lead off the Cubs here, who've seen their lead get knotted up back at one apiece here. As Antonio sits on top of the mound here for the Giants, and in their half of the second, able to get that tying run on one hit. One man stranded. And then the 2 outs on the rundown in between home and third. And then we're able, the catcher was able after making the tag to get that back to third for the second out, or for the third out, second out of the play, and make a nice double play out of it. As the Cubs try and get that, or the Giants try and get that ball behind Gilles there, and gloved, and Antonio has it. We're ready to go.
Left fielder number 32, Legacy.
Legacy sees the first one to the outside for ball one. And some patience here from Legacy. That one grabs outside edge. 2-1. Antonio kicks and deals. And a hit there. Legacy plays that one down the third base line, looking for extra bases as he turns two. And now will work his way back to first. And be content. Not trying to get throwing out, stretching an extra base hit. Thiessen now will make his way, the first baseman, to the plate.
The first baseman, number 14, Marshall.
And Marshall Thiessen fouls that one off. 1-1. And the Giants keep the runner honest at first. Watching the lead of Legacy. Kicks home, and that one brushes in on the batter for ball 2. Thiessen sees that one on the outside, and it's going to be called strike 2. 2-2. And Thiessen grounds that one, finds a hole. So that will advance the runners with another base hit for the Cubs. And just nice work here as the Giants call a mound visit here. And there you can see Thiessen just able to find that hole in between first and second base, in between the first and second baseman.
Just a reminder that our 50/50 sellers are making their way through the grandstand with 50/50 tickets. As well, if you just joined us, the canteen is open.
No outs for the Cubs. Runners on first and second.
Stepping in the batter's box for Team Manitoba, the right fielder, number 19, Bryce Neufeld.
And they'll watch Legacy there at second before the dish to Neufeld. And Neufeld pops that one back. And that's over the screen for strike 1. Neufeld showing bunt, called strike 2. Antonio kicks out of the 2-strike count, and that one pops straight up into the chute, and that lands harmlessly to the ground. So they'll do the 2-strike pitch again, as Prairie couldn't find that one to make the play on it. Antonio dishes home, cracked at it, and that's a base hit again for the Cubs. They'll hold the runners. So Rep Peters makes his way here. So Rep Peters, bases loaded. First pitch ball. No outs for the Cubs. And gets the outside corner. Even it back up at 1 apiece. One chopped up and over the pitcher. And the hop, skip, and the throw. The first in time. So the Cubs back in the lead, and here's a look at the base hit. RBI. So they're going to waive him to put on the force and load the bases again.
That'll bring the plate the catcher, number 13, Blesnick.
So Blesnick makes his way back into the box. Sees the first pitch for a called strike. Blesnick 0 for 1. Inside, not going to bite. 1-1. One ball, 2 strikes to Blesnick. And he cracks that one just foul. Pitch wide, and that's going to fill the count here up at 2-2. At 3-2, mind you that. 3-2 count. 1 away, bases loaded. And Blesnick cracks that one foul. Kicks from the 3-2. And that one pops straight up the chute. And lands foul. Santonio will try the 3-2 again to Blesnick. And Blesnick takes that offering and drives out into the gap in left field. And that's all the way to the fence. 1 run in for the Cubs. 2 in. And that's going to be 3 in. So Blesnick will clear the bases and sit alone on second, bring in 3 runs. So 5-1 for the Cubs. First pitch in there for a strike. Can't find the inside. 1-1. Hit by Blesnick, the 4th of the inning. And the crack of the bat Tack on the fifth. Wesnick trying to get home. Slides safe in time. And tack on another run to the Cubs, and it's a timeout.
45. 45. 45.
Do we have flip charts?
And there's time called here by the Elmwood Giants as they try and fix here the pitch counter. And as they got the pitch counter here sorted out. So look here at the Cubs. Offense coming alive here in the home half of the second. 5 hits, 5 runs in.
Here, I'll just sit down there. And I'll run that then?
Prairie Sports Network. Source for sports and filter. On deck custom apparel. M&M Meat Shop. Stafford. People Corporation. King's Head Pub.
And here's a look.
Domino's Pizza.
Take a replay here of how the scoring started this inning.
Vita Health Fresh Market. And BU.
On the chopper there.
Thank you for your support. Without your assistance, tournaments such as these just don't happen.
Ryan Peters due up next after the break. And again, I'm your host, Belly Brand. Thank you guys all for tuning in.
We'll do our player of the game presentations when we want a player on each of the teams.
I better do that.
And as I get this sorted out here, take a quick look again on how important of a game this is. And went over this earlier. We'll go again for you guys just joining us now. Elmwood 2-0, same with South Central, so a big game here. We saw Calgary and Regina play this morning. Calgary came back to walk off Regina in that one. So now they're only one game back, and the top 2 teams will play each other in the gold medal game on Sunday. Regina and Tri-City both trying to get in the win column, both 0-2, and we have them next at 4 p.m. local time here, and with that, we're back underway. San Antonio still on top of the mound here. They try the pickoff at first, won't go. And a quick crack of the bat on that one to turn 2. And the Giants get it in the dirt, so the double play ends the inning. Not soon enough, though, for the Giants. And here's a look at it.
Score 6-1 in favor of
And Peters just puts that right up shortstop onto second base and across to first for the double. So, as we got 2 complete here, and move on to the 3rd inning. Take a quick look at the stat line for the visiting Elmwood Giants. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. And for the home South Central Cubs, they have 6 runs, 7 hits, and 5 runs on 5 hits in that last inning. They have no errors and 1 man left on base.
In case you missed it coming in this afternoon, there is a silent auction going on as well as a 2D bat.
And a look here at who's due up next for the Elmwood Giants. And they got Jordan Quinto, the cleanup hitter, to start off the third. And then they'll flip back over for Ethan Dubuque. And then following him,
Leading off for Elmwood, the designated hitter, number 16, Jordan Quinto.
Quinto swings through the opening pitch of the third. Frames it on the outside edge. 2 strikes. Hepner deals. And they'll leave that one low. 1-2. That one fouled back up just over the chute. And the applaud as someone saved it from someone's vehicle. And the 1-2 from Hepner's low works us back for a 2-2 pitch. Two, cracked that into foul territory. Two outside for ball 3. The 3-2 to Quinto. And high for ball 4. So the patience by Quinto pays off as he went down 2 strikes, but able to work that one through for the walk. And the Giants trying to get the rally going as they get to the top here for Ethan Dubuque at the top of the lineup. He drives that first one. Could be a double play ball. And not in time. Get the lead man. And here's a look at the replay as Penner works it to fair. Can't get it back to Thiessen in time though for the double play. And then you see Penner working it to fair. Called strike on the outside. Runner breaks. And he got thrown out. So 2 strikes. All right. And Hart finds the hole. He'll work his way on to first. And here's a look at that throw it on second. First pitch in for a strike. Second pitch in the dirt, 1-1 for Hudson McTaves. And that one there just misses, 2-1. And called strike. Gets us to 2 apiece here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away, runner on first. And the Giants, half of the third. Swings through it. As the runner breaks to second. Doesn't matter. So Fair up next here for the Cubs and trying to build off of their own slew of hits and runs that they got in that second inning where they had 5 runs on 5 hits. No errors made in that inning by the Giants. And to start the home half of the third, kicks and deals and away from the catcher into the screen, ball 1. And Maxime Fair takes that one. Center fielder tracking that one down and able to make the catch. So here's a look at the replay as Hart's able to track that one down.
So with one away, the left fielder, number 32, Cal Legacy, comes to the plate.
First pitch to Legacy in the first strike. swings through it. And quickly in the hole, 0-2. Now Legacy asks for time, granted by the home plate umpire. And gets a hold of that one, and that gets past the third baseman. So 1-0 hit for the Cubs. And they'll bring the first baseman here to the plate for the Cubs, Marshall Thiessen. Inside for ball one. Now last hit, they're going to change. I think they're going to charge an error. As we get a strike called there against the Giants. Antonio kicks and deals a 3-1, and runner breaks for second and slides in time. Full count. And chops that one foul down the first base line. Full count, one away for the Cubs. Runner in scoring position, 180 feet away. Pushes him inside, and that's ball four. So runners first and second here for South Central, and the Giants manager is going to come out. And that'll be the night for Jack Antonio. Will exit the game. And coming in to relieve him is the 17 here of Karsten Promanowski. So Promanowski comes in. And he'll try and get something going here for the Giants. And help their defense shut down this Cubs offense has been explosive in this tournament. As Neufeld 1 for 1 makes his way to the plate. 2 on, 1 away. And inside is the first pitch. Pitcher tries to frame that on the outside. 2-0.
You got the new battery, Norma? Or pitcher, I mean? Yeah. We're at 3. Yeah.
And Neufeld watches that for called strike 1. 3-1 count. Promanowski kicks that home. And that one pops straight up. And that one's into the chute. 3-2. Outside, called strike 3. And a big out number 2 for the Giants. So 2 away, runners on first and second as Peters makes his way into the batter's box. Peters 0 for 1 on the day. Called strike. And Promanowski able to work this one back even at 1-1. Some action out there at second base is that one. Trying to throw it back down is the catcher. Legacy's safely back. Deals of the 2-1 for a ball 3. And that one misses ball 4. We'll load the bags here. And due up next is Jackson Peters.
So back up to the top order going for Team Manitoba, the second baseman, number 16, That's a no-hitter.
Penner 1 for 1 on the night. And makes contact with the first one he sees, drifts to foul territory, and on the line, the third baseman able to get underneath that, and Strutch holds on to make the catch.
No run scored. 6-1 Elmwood.
So the Cubs strand the bases loaded. And no hits in the inning. So 3 complete. Elmwood Giants, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and they left 2 men on base. And for the Cubs, they have 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and have left 5 men on base. And the lineup card out here for the umpire as there's some adjustments to be made.
1 for 22, 23 for 19, 8 for 24.
As Theo Weeb makes his way to the plate.
Leading off for the Giants here in the top of 4. Baseman number 10, Theo Weed.
Inside ball 1. And the crack of the bat on that one. And drifting over, getting underneath that one is Jackson Friesen for the first out. Or, mind you, that I guess I dropped in front of him.
Stepping up to the plate for the Giants, the left fielder number 7, Matthew Moffett.
So leadoff man's aboard on the hit. First pitch in there for a strike. And a nice one there to get the outside. 1-1. Or 2-0. And that one low brings up the 1-2. Hepner checks the runner. Kicks the 1-2 to Moffett. And he'll put that one to shortstop, flip on to second, and across to first in time for the double play ball.
So two away for the Giants here, stepping in the batter's box for his first appearance this afternoon. Number 23, Evan Adams.
And here's a look at the double play ball. And Adams gets hit again. Evan Adams. And Adams gonna walk that off. He got hit last night against Tri-City. And almost the identical spot to that. So the 2 out, hit by pitch. For the Giants is going to bring the number 8 to the plate as
Also for his first appearance this
which
afternoon,
I don't have on my lineup here. We're just waiting for it.
Mason
And Mason Jarakowski. Sees his first offering outside for the ball. That one runs inside for ball 2. Inside, called for strike 1 on the 3-0 pitch. And Jarakowski gets a hold of that one for a base hit. So the Giants' bats coming alive. Two on, two away. As Matthew Prairie makes his way to the plate. First pitch high to Prairie. And Prairie swings through it. 1-1.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and then we'll just have to announce it at the end of the batter.
And that one fouled back. And perfectly skips over the guy bicycling down the road next to the oohs and the ahs of the crowd. We got 1-2 coming your way. Hepner awaits with Prairie awaiting the 1-2. Hepner kicks home. And Prairie chops that, and that one hits him in the box for a foul. It's the second one that he's chopped off his leg here at the plate. Try it again on the 1-2. In the dirt. We got a rundown here in between second and first. And they get the tag on. So some base running troubles there on the aggressive base running continues for the Giants. And that will lead us to the bottom.
Scored no runs on a couple of hits, stranded one. The whole half before we go.
72.
6-1 remains our score in favor of.
So one stranded there for the Giants for a total of 3 stranded on base. They have 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error. 3 stranded. And Blesnik steps up to the plate here as we're going to the bottom of 4. First pitch seen for a called strike. Second one in there. Blesnik quickly back with 2 strikes. Misses to the outside, 1-2.
Somebody might be doing it on the bench.
That one popped straight up into the screen. Oh, and almost a great catch there by Prairie. Here's a look at the replay of that.
Okay, so that was 16 pitches. Walk down after. That was 16 pitches.
Here's a look at the replay as that one gets popped out the chute. And the catcher tracking that one down the chute, and it just pops out of his glove. Can't hold on to it. 1-2 again. Blesnik gets a hold of that. And that one drops in front of the fielder. Moffat quickly plays it in. And Blesnik's aboard.
The center fielder number 27, Jackson Friesen.
So Friesen now to the plate. Runner break, shows bunt. Throw to second. He got him. No, underneath the tag. And a great play there by Blesnick as he slides underneath the tag. And there's a look at the replay. And called strike. The one went to Friesen. And gets it on the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one chopped foul down the third baseline. So do a reset here on the 1-2 to Friesen from Promanowski. Blesnick on first. And Promanowski puts on that pitch there. Friesen puts that over the fence. Back into foul territory. They'll do the 1-2 again as the battle continues. Kicks out the 1-2. Inside, called strike 3. And here's a look at the replay there as Friesen goes down on strikes. Ryan Peters walks into the box. And here's a look at the replay there, getting the bottom corner. First pitch is low. And nice frame there by the catcher. 1-1. 1-1, one away, runner on second. And that one high. Kicks out the 2-1 and swings through it. And umpire signaled and he got a piece of that one, but right to the catcher's mitt. Promanowski to kick out of the 2-2. And Peters swings through that for the second out of the game of the inning. Two away here as Maxime Fair. And Fair grounds that one. And the shortstop on to first. And that is how the inning ends. So the Cubs strand another one. As we go on to the fifth here. So Through 4 played, the Giants have 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, and they've left 3 men on base. For the home Cubs, they have 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on base. And again, we thank you all for joining us through all the games. And again, and take a quick look here as we talked about the Giants and the Cubs, both at the top here of the standings. Up next at 4 p.m. here local time, the Thunder take on the Regina White Sox. And between the Tri-City Thunder and the White Sox, that game is set at 4 p.m. here. And for you guys on the coast in Tri-City, that's at 2 p.m. local time, 3 p.m. local for those in Saskatchewan. Nightcap game 7:30. The Giants take on the team from Alberta, the Calgary Cubs, at 7:30 Central and 6:30 Mountain. And Blesnick throws that one down. We get ready to go here to start the visitors. Side of the fifth.
Leading off by for the Giants.
As Prairie makes his way back into the box. Prairie swings through the opening offering of the inning.
I was looking at gas. Well, why isn't it moving? And then I'm like,
2 strikes to Prairie. Hepner deals from the 1-2. And that one gets away from Blesnick. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Prairie swings through it for the opening out.
The designated hitter number 16, Jordan Quinto.
And Jordan Quinto up next here for the Giants. With 1 away in the 5th. Down by 5. First pitch gets the outside corner for a called strike. Second pitch in the dirt from Hepner. And Quinto doesn't bite at the offering. 2 balls, 1 strike. Gets a hold of that one. And fouls that one off. Two balls, two strikes. Found up. Hebner kicks out the 2-2. And that one gets away from him.
What do you have, Dan? You have like two fouls there back to back?
So the 3-2. And fouls that one off in front of the catcher. He'll try the 3-2 again. Center fielder underneath that one and holds on for the second out. Two gone for the Giants.
To the plate will come shortstop number 5, Ethan Dubuque.
And back to the top of the order here. Dubuque 0 for 2 on the night. And hitters count here for Dubuque. And he'll sail that one. Left fielder underneath it, and Legacy will end the inning. So the bottom of 5 we go. 6-1 Cubs.
Well, we were, but it's not working very well.
So Legacy, who ends the top of the fifth, starts us off here batting. Sees the first one in for a ball. Rushes inside on Legacy. And now he'll definitely be giving Pride the green light to take a swing. And he'll just watch that one up high and take the first base.
That was 33.
So Cubs, they got a runner on here as Maxime Thiessen makes his way to the plate.
First baseman,
Or-
number 14, Marshall Thiessen.
Marshall Thiessen there, correction. And Thiessen puts that one over. So first pitch strike as that one fouled back off onto Charles Street. Fouled straight back into the screen. 0-2. 0-2. Leadoff man on. And fouled at the plate.
Maybe it just needed to be tampered with. They replaced the part to see if it had a normal battery in it.
Oh.
Those are wireless.
Inside for the first ball. Runner breaks, and that one's tipped fouled straight back. So the 1-2 to come again here. As Legacy makes his way back to first base. And Legacy safely back in time. And that one chopped. And on for the double play for the Giants. Here's a look at the double play here that Thiessen hits into.
The right fielder, number 19, Sarai Stugo.
And Dubuque just takes that one on and across to Jankowski. And that one hit Quicks. And the slide. And another nice play there. On the here's the replay there is Dubuque again. Sliding across on that one to make the stop and get out at first. 5 gone here as we enter into the 6th. One run, 4 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base for the Giants.
1992, where he was the Manitoba Junior Baseball League batting champion and Rookie of the Year. Arguably Canada's best baseball player, Koski joins only one other third baseman in the Twins Hall of Fame, consisting of 41 players, executives, and coaches. A big hand for NOLA and Elmwood's Corey Koski.
6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 8 men left on base is the stat line for the Cubs through 5. And Hart at the plate, ready to start us off here in the visitors, part of the 6th. Strike called on the outside. He gets a hit there. And an error. First error of the game for the Cubs. As the second baseman can't field that one cleanly as Jackson Penner. So, good start for the Giants. 1 on. And that hard hit ball doing its job. As the Giants need a little bit of a rally here. And we've seen lots of 6 inning lead changes. See if we can get one here for the Giants. Scored 5 runs in the 6th before. Did that in their last game against Tri-City. And that one popped up the chute and works its way into foul territory. No one to Heidi. Kicks home. And that one wide. And that one fouled off the batter.
Don't lose track. You stay on focus here.
And high goes down.
Everybody got?
And the pod
Nice one, you guys.
as Heidi's able to get up.
These are from last year, right? No. Well, the same company. Yeah, no.
The whole committee would like to send its thanks out to our sponsors. Without their assistance, such things just don't happen. Firehouse Subs,
So Heidi able to shake that one off there as he gets back in the box for the 1-2 count, followed by the foul off the hands. And that one popped up the chute. And they lost sight of that one there, so they'll go again with the 1-2. 1-2 to Heidi. And it finds a nice gap there. So the 6th inning rally continues on here for the Giants. Runners on first and second. No outs.
The second baseman, number 10, Theo.
Theo Weeb makes his way to the plate. Shows bunt, takes it back, and that'll be strike one. And a breaker ball down there. And just knocked foul by Thiessen. Gets away there from the catcher. Trying for the pickoff at second. Won't go as the runner able to slide back in time is Hart. And a called strike three. And here's a look here at the replay. Is that one? The Giants fans gets the far top corner. And it looked a little bit maybe high there. First pitch swung through. Pitch outside, 1-1. Ponsky, the 1-1 home. And that one fouled a little bit early on that one there. Got the 1-2 coming your way. Pitch outside, 2-2. Two, one away, 2 on for the Giants. Top of 6. Trying to get some runs to get back into this one. And swings through it for the second out of the inning. So Prominensky gets a strikeout as he'll have the last batter he'll face here. Is Adams coming up here. And Evan Adams and runner safely back in time at first.
You want me to continue to put them on the board?
You'll have to go up to 5 on the board.
Adams' last time up was hit by pitch. One ball. And Hepner throws that in there for a called strike. And swings through it for strike 2. So the 2-2 here to Adams. So we got a full count. Hepner dishes home. And ball 4. And we got a pitching change coming your way. And coming in to replace Hepner is Austin Harder. Will enter the game here and try and pick up a couple outs and the save here.
mine.
Yeah,
All
well,
the race
that's
stuff.
okay. Whatever.
First pitch in for a ball as Jakowski makes his way in. 1-for-1 on the afternoon. Swings through it. 1-1. Big opportunity here for Elmwood. Trying to drive some runs in. And high for ball 2. And that one just a little bit in front. Or a little bit late, mind you, that on that one as it breaks foul. Oh, the 2-2. That one hit out into the outfield and drifting over is Neufeld to get underneath it. So Elmwood strands 3. So a great opportunity for the Giants. And they couldn't convert as we head to the Cubs. Half of the 6th. Giants 1 run, 7 hits, 1 error, 5 men left on base. Or correction there, 6 men left on base. And for the home Cubs, 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 8 men left on base.
Remaining receipts at the conclusion of this game, you are player of the game. Word to Edward Smith HD. And our final game of the day will be our 7:30 game tonight, where the Calgary Cubs team Alberta will take on the host Milton.
This program at 6:30 Pacific time. Yeah, so tonight's gonna have that.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget our
And
color
then after
guns
some
in the
information on
grandstand
here,
area with
and then it's
the
just all
That's a Canadian Canada prize who have been drawn for this evening's game. Up against some great prizes over at the Silent Auction Table located at the Grand Prix.
So Peters works his way here into the box to take on Promenadski. First pitch is a ball. Same placement on that one, not going to bite.
Yeah.
Called strike. 2-1. Peters 0 for 1 on the afternoon. 3 balls, 1 strike, outside pitch. Swings through that one. Full count. That one chopped back to the pitcher. And Bromanoski is going to flip that one over to first base for the out. To Jakowski. And Jackson Penner now up to the plate with one away. And a foul tip on the first swing. Gets a hold of that one. And drifting underneath that is Adams to hold on for the catch. As Peters goes 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Two gone as Blesnik steps into the box. Called strike 1-1. And hits that one through the gap. In between the third baseman and the shortstop. So it's a 2-out base hit for the Cubs. So Blesnik goes 3 for 4 on the afternoon. As Jackson Friesen in on the plate, sees the first pitch high for ball 1. Check swing. Held back for ball 2. That one fouled straight back. And over the chute. Count 2-1. 2-1, 2 away for the Cubs. Blesnik on first. And Jackson Friesen puts that also in the hole, same spot, and now trying to stretch it out. And he will to a double. Sliding in time is Blesnik into third. So runners as Jackson Friesen gets the 2-out double. Runners on second and third as Peters steps up, and that will be the 10th hit of the ball game for the Cubs. He's in there for a called strike 1. Peters 1 for 3. That one a little bit inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one hits the top of the fence. Fouled off, and they'll get another opportunity here. So the 2-2 here coming from Karsten Promenadski. Kicks it home outside. And doesn't get the call. So that will load the bases. And the Giants manager is going to make his way out as he trots to the mound.
Just while we have this short break, a big shout out to the grounds crew here at Boston Field for a great job and effort in not only preparing but keeping this diamond and plate surface in
Maxime Fair due up next here with a great opportunity to put this one out of reach for the Cubs. Maxime Fair is 0 for 3.
so bases loaded two-way for Team Manitoba here at sixth as play step. The shortstop, number 22, Maxim Fair.
First one misses for ball 1. And that one he gets a hold of. Throw home. Not in time. So the Cubs stretch their lead out.
Number 15, Carson Jansen coming in to bat for Team Manitoba.
And Carson Jansen makes his way into the box. Two home this inning. Following the 2 away. 1-1 runners on the corners. Called strike. Arnonsky, the 1-2. And Jansen hits that one to second base, and the second baseman flips that over to hide him at first, and that will end the 6 as we make our way here to the top of 7. And the Giants, they'll need to get the bats going, down by 7. And a look here at the stat line for the visiting Elmwood Giants. 1 run on 7 hits, 2 errors. They left 5 men on base. And for the home South Central Cubs, they have 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors, and have left 10 men on base. So Prairie will be first to take on Harder. As Matthew Prairie makes his way to the plate.
Leading off the Giants in their half of 7, the catcher number 2, Matthew Prairie.
And Heidi finds a hole, puts it through, and a leadoff base hit on the opening pitch of the top of the 7th. Exactly what the Giants were looking for. And the Giants lineup card coming out. And the pinch runner coming in, Tyler Pristelli.
Tyler Pescatelli enters first base. Jordan Quinto steps into the batter's box as hitter number 16.
Catano swings through the first one. Catano 0 for 1 in the game, facing 2 strikes with a runner on, no outs. And the crack of the bat on that one finds the hole. And another hit for the Giants. So runners on first and second with no away.
Back up in the top of the order we go for the Giants. And is the shortstop number 5, Ethan Dubuque.
So Ethan Dubuque makes his way to the plate. Tries to put down the bunt. And the throw couldn't get the runner at second. That one chopped to the third baseman. And he'll take the go-ahead run. Or, sorry, he'll take the fielder's choice on that one and make the play at first base. So 1 away with runners on second and third. And Hart makes his way here. First pitch just breaks inside for ball 1. Hitting Hart way up in the count. And the crack of the bat on that one gets down for a hit. 1 runs in. A close play at the plate. Safe on the throw to second. And he's in. So Hart with a double scores 2. And the Giants slowly cutting into the Cubs' lead with 2 away here in the 7th. So 1 gone.
Harley Colville, the right fielder, number 1, steps in.
First pitch in the for a called strike. Two strikes to Heidi. Hardy throws that in there. It's a cold strike 3, followed by the hoo of the Giants crowd. And here's a look at the replay.
Seven in the second baseman for 10, Theo Weave.
Here's a replay of the strike 3. And grabs the top outside corner. Strike called. Giants down to their last out. Runner on second. Weeb hits that one back up at the pitcher. And in time, no, it's going to be safe at first.
The left fielder, number 7, Matthew Moffett.
So Moffett comes here to the plate, takes a whack at the first one he sees, and the fielder underneath that one is the right fielder, Neufeld. Will get the out to end the game here. So it's an 8-3 as the Giants drop their first game. The Cubs stay undefeated. And a quick look at the stat line for the Elmwood Giants. 3 runs on 10 hits, 2 errors, and they left 8 men on base. And for the victorious Cubs, 8 runs on 10 hits, on 11 hits, no errors, and 10 men left on base. And a look here at our stars, players from both teams.
So we take your attention now to field level. We'll do the player of the game presentation.
So Hayden Hart, player of the game for the Giants.
And for Team Manitoba, number 13, Cohen Blesner.
And Blesnick, the catcher, 3 hits on his 4 at-bats. He gets player of the game for the Cubs. Again, thank you all for joining our broadcast here. It's the Cubs coming out strong, scoring 6 runs in the first 2 innings to the Giants 1 and picking up the 8-3 win. And we'll see you all here at 4 p.m. for first pitch Central Time as the Tri-City Thunder. And we'll see you here at 4 p.m. Central as the Tri-City Thunder take on the Regina White Sox. And that is going to be at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, 2 p.m. for those on the coast. Nightcap game, 7:30. Alberta representatives, the Calgary Cubs, take on the Elmwood Giants. And again, for those in Mountain Time and the Cubs fans watching that game, that'll be at 6:30 local time. Again, thank you all for tuning in to this broadcast. It's the Cubs taking the Giants by a score of 8-3. I'm your host, Bentley Brent, and we'll see you here for the next game in between the Thunder and the White Sox at 4 p.m.